Gaming is about to get a shot in the arm in the form of Stellar Blade. There's been a lot of talk about what's going on in the gaming industry, but not a lot of it has centered around actual games coming out. Now, I've talked about Stellar Blade a couple of different times, the fact that the demo absolutely trounced everything else on the Sony storefront, but some outlets trying to compare the demo to the sales of actual full-priced video games. That's like comparing apples to, I don't know, Mercedes-Benz's. It's like, it's not a fair comparison. Why are you trying to stoke this artificial competition between two games that are insanely good? At least by accounts of people that played the demo. Hear anything from mid to very good, very intriguing, lets me think that this is going to be a worthwhile purchase. And for the people that like Souls games, the people that are looking forward to a Souls-like in the vein of Lies of P and less like Lords of the Fallen, I hope that's everything that you're looking for. I'm not going to play it, not my style of game. I don't hate its existence. But we have Forbes pulled up here, and they actually look decently excited. And when it comes to coverage of Stellar Blade, well, they've been fairly level-headed when it comes to big outlets covering this stuff. So let's take a look. If you're a sucker for third-person, futuristic, apocalyptic, action-style, role-playing video games with slick visuals, you'll probably have some interest in Shift Up's Stellar Blade. That's one way to put it, for sure. You're kind of forgetting the one major thing that's really pushing this game to the forefront. Really doing so. We'll see if they get into it. That's a lot of categorization, but it still might not be enough tags to fully describe the new PS5 exclusive title. Hey, even they know about it. Which will be released this Friday. Is it Friday? Yeah, which is pretty cool, man. There's been a bunch of duds that have come out so far in 2024. The indie market has pretty much picked up the slack in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I cannot recommend that game highly enough. That's 150 plus hours of quality content, but it's a video game topic and I need my requisite Final Fantasy VII Rebirth mention. It's fantastic. Go out and buy it. I highly recommend it. I haven't had the opportunity to play the game, but looked at the 15-minute gameplay of IGN released. The combat system is giving, yes, it's giving Devil May Cry vibes. Out from the people that actually played it, and I did watch a couple of playthroughs of the demo, giving me an informed opinion that I'm going to pass on this one. That it's very much a Souls-like, okay? It's a Souls-like with a lot of ass and a lot of titties. That's really what's driving everything. The lead character's name is Eve, the legend. Oh, and she's the one. If this game didn't have Eve and all of the controversy surrounding her, I don't know. It might still end up being a great game. But the fact that this became a vocal culture war talking point in the lead up to its release, and there's, depending on who's covering this, several different types of releases. I don't know if it skyrockets to the top of the demo charts. I don't know if it becomes a noteworthy date on the PlayStation release calendar. I don't know if there's so many hyperbolic articles written about this. Stellar Blade is the PlayStation what Starfield was the Xbox. This one's wild right here. I seen this article and I was like, we got to talk Stellar Blade one more time. As fans are shredding their allegiances to experience Eve. Yeah, but here's the thing, man. Okay, the console wars garbage. I could understand it during Sega and Nintendo during those halcyon days. I could also understand it between, PS3 and Xbox 360 when there were consoles that had exclusive first-party titles that were fantastic on both sides of the aisle. Now, what does Xbox have? They've effectively killed off any excitement anybody would have in Gears of War, and especially Halo. Oh my god. Forza? I don't know what to say about it, really. What else do they have? Yeah, Microsoft keeps on buying up franchises, keeps on buying up studios, but releasing what exactly? Well, Starfield for one. But I don't know how many Sony ponies crossed the aisle, hopped on their PC, or bought an Xbox, highly doubt that, in order to play 10 minutes of Starfield and then go, boring. But I was pretty much out of this generation of gaming prior to FF7 Rebirth. I bought a PS5 and I actually don't regret it at all. It's that good. You just go buy it. But actually at this point in time, wait for the PC port, which probably will come out at the end of the year. But that's the big thing. That's what's so cool about this current generation of games. It's like all of the best innovation in the industry right now is coming out first on PC, or at least simultaneously on PC. The best experience you normally have to wait for, which unfortunately everybody is when it comes to a PC port, and that game finally will not be shackled by the lackluster PlayStation 5 games library. It's absolutely absurd to take a look at how many people buy a PS5 and then don't buy any games for it. That's the current state of console gaming. But it would be interesting to see if there was a Stellar Blade bundle with the PS5, or how many additional consoles are going to move in order for people to play Stellar Blade, because I don't know if there's the announcement of a PC port. I don't know if there's exclusivity involved with Shift Up and Sony, but I also don't think that prior to all the controversy kicking off, I don't really think that they had this earmarked as a big release, because who was Shift Up beforehand? Like, no offense, I just hadn't heard of the studio before. But anyways, let's take a look at this absolutely insane comparison. Stellar Blade is a new project from Sony Interactive Entertainment and the entry point for the South Korean developers over at Shift Up to develop console games, which are non-existent in the country. Yeah, that's another thing. Console gaming in Asia, yeah, outside of Nintendo, which with the Switch is classified as handheld, it's pretty much dying off. Everybody's just moving over to PC, which is probably better for the industry in general, unless, of course, you make the plastic bricks, but I digress. PlayStation has high hopes for the title, as it's already doing wonders in console sales. Okay. On the other hand, Starfield was coined as Microsoft exclusive and locked the title out of the PS5, but not the PC, and probably ended up precipitating Microsoft's exit, or at least soft exit from the gaming, or at least the first-party gaming sphere. That's well-worn ground. Don't worry about it. PS5 users dodged a bullet there and gained something better instead, I guess. Stellar Blade making PC users to buy a PS5 before launch. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's probably people that can go ahead and make, Eve mods for Elden Ring or their chosen Souls-like, so I don't really know how many people are going to be specifically buying a PS5 for this, but if you can cite some sources on that, I'd be more than willing to take a look. The ambitious game appears to have appealed to a much larger audience than expected. That's, kind of what I'm thinking. Now, the free demo was accidentally leaked on PSN. The demo is officially released, and players have been praising the game's physics, what type of physics, and spending countless hours on it, beating Final Fantasy VII Rebirth in terms of daily active users. Yeah, but there you have a full release of a game as opposed to a demo. You can see, even though, obviously I'm a little biased in one game's direction, it's not like I hate Stellar Blade. Don't ever take that away from this. I want it to succeed, of course. It's just something free. The only requirement is, of course, the entry point to the PS5 and the requisite hard drive space, as opposed to, depending on where you live, a $70, $80, $90 purchase. Not a fair comparison. But also, hey, if you take a look at the other side of this coin, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth being the second behind a free demo, it's not all that bad. See, just let Reclaim be good, please. Anyways, demo alone was a console seller. Okay, recent data has shown that users are playing it non-stop, which has been viewed as a positive indication of a warm reception and a strong launch. No, but it has had developers worried and implored them to go easy. Okay, meanwhile, Microsoft is trying to make do with Starfield. Yeah, sure. Has there even been DLC or anything announced for that? Because I haven't heard hide nor hair of that game since like a week after the launch. Like, it's crazy. Okay, yeah, in hopes the player count will improve once the Shattered Space expansion is ready to launch, which seems unlikely. Yeah, if Xbox users don't want to be left behind in the experience of the best of gaming, they might have to bite the bullet and grab a PS5 of their own. Yeah, and trust me, there are plenty for sale right now. But yeah, outside of saying that, yeah, the demo's big good, it's big popular, it's moving consoles, they don't actually cite any sources. But the fact that we have a game that looks to be following in that same mold as Hogwarts Legacy, they're trying to simply ride the wave of controversy to financial success. I'm happy it's at least happening for a well-meaning developer that seems to have fairly based principles outside of just putting an attractive woman in it. No. They seem pretty steadfast in their beliefs, and I would be much more happy it goes to a company like that, as opposed to stupid-ass Warner Brothers that also brought you the biggest bomb of 2024 so far in the form of Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. So be careful who you shill for, and if you're looking forward to Stellar Blade, I wish you a very happy Friday, and then hopefully, you don't end up spraining your controller hand and playing the game or doing something else. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.